Imagine this, one of hip-hop's most impactful voices, the artist who passionately raps about the realities of Compton and societal issues, standing completely still in an ancient Chinese garden at dawn, moving more slowly than you can imagine. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar, and the events leading up to his iconic Coachella 2017 performance are a story that seems almost unbelievable, yet it's entirely true. This isn't your usual pre-show routine filled with vocal exercises and stage rehearsals. Instead, it's about how K-Dot formed a bond with a Tai Chi master in his 70s named Li Jing, which deeply changed his approach to one of the most important performances of his career. The streets were unprepared for what was about to unfold, and honestly, Kendrick wasn't ready either when this journey began. Welcome to Celebrity Rap Life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in Celebrity Rap Life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. So here's how it all went down. It's early 2017, and Kendrick is riding high off the critical success of his album, but the pressure is crushing. Coachella isn't just another festival gig, it's one of the most watched stages in the world, where careers get made or broken in front of thousands of people and millions more watching online. The expectations were suffocating. Kendrick's team knew he needed something different, something to cut through the noise and anxiety that was building up. That's when someone in his circle, nobody knows exactly who to this day, mentioned Master Li Jing. Now, Li Jing wasn't some celebrity trainer or Hollywood wellness guru. This man was the real deal, a Tai Chi practitioner who'd spent over 50 years perfecting an art form that most Americans didn't understand beyond seeing old folks doing slow movements in the park. But Li Jing had worked with athletes, performers, even a few actors who swore his methods changed their entire approach to their craft. When Kendrick's people reached out, Li Jing didn't even know who Kendrick Lamar was. No cap, the master had never heard of him, didn't listen to hip-hop, probably couldn't name 3 rap songs if his life depended on it. But he agreed to meet anyway. Their first session was awkward as hell. Kendrick showed up to this quiet studio space in Los Angeles, probably expecting some mystical experience, and instead found this small, unassuming old man who barely spoke English beyond the essentials. Li Jing looked at Kendrick, sized him up without saying much, and just started moving. Slow, deliberate, every gesture intentional. He motioned for Kendrick to follow, and that's when the rapper realized he was in completely foreign territory. See, Kendrick built his career on intensity, on rapid-fire delivery, on pouring every ounce of emotion and energy into his performances. Everything about him was fast, urgent, packed with meaning. But Tai Chi demanded the opposite. It required him to slow down, to find power in stillness, to understand that real strength doesn't always come from aggression. The first time Kendrick tried to mirror Li Jing's movements, he felt ridiculous. His muscles tensed up when they should have been relaxed, his breathing was all wrong, and his mind kept racing to lyrics and beats and stage designs instead of staying present in the moment. Li Jing watched all this without judgment, just nodding slightly, occasionally adjusting Kendrick's posture with gentle touches to his shoulders or back. What nobody expected was that Kendrick would actually stick with it. Most celebrities who dabble in this kind of training do it for a week, get a few Instagram posts out of it, and move on. But something clicked for Kendrick. Maybe it was the challenge of mastering something completely outside his comfort zone, or maybe it was the way Li Jing carried himself with this quiet confidence that didn't need validation or applause. Whatever it was, Kendrick committed. He started showing up every morning at 6, sometimes even earlier, to practice with the master. They'd work for 2 hours, sometimes in complete silence, except for Li Jing's occasional instruction in broken English mixed with Mandarin that Kendrick slowly started to understand through repetition and demonstration. The sessions weren't just about the physical movements, though. Li Jing taught Kendrick about Qi, about energy flow, about the philosophy behind every stance and transition. He explained how Tai Chi was originally a martial art, developed for combat, but that its real power came from understanding balance, from knowing when to yield and when to press forward, from reading your opponent, or in Kendrick's case, reading the crowd and the moment. The transformation didn't happen overnight. For the first 2 weeks, Kendrick felt like he was getting worse, not better. His body ached in places he didn't know could hurt. His pride took hits every time he lost balance during a simple weight shift that Li Jing executed with effortless grace. But somewhere around week 3, something shifted. Kendrick started to feel it, that connection between breath and movement, between intention and action. He began to understand what Li Jing meant when he talked about rooting yourself to the earth while staying fluid enough to adapt. And more importantly, Kendrick started seeing parallels between Tai Chi principles and his own artistry. The way Li Jing talked about storing energy and releasing it at the precise right moment sounded a lot like how Kendrick approached his verse structures, building tension and knowing exactly when to let it explode. The emphasis on listening and responding, rather than just imposing your will, reminded him of his best studio sessions, when he'd vibe off the beat instead of fighting against it. Li Jing never asked Kendrick why he was there or what he was preparing for. The master didn't care about Coachella or album sales or Grammy nominations. He just taught, day after day, with the same patience and presence whether Kendrick was having a breakthrough or struggling with basic forms. But as the festival got closer, Kendrick started talking more during their sessions. He'd share his anxieties about the performance, about living up to expectations, about representing his community and his artistry on such a massive platform. Li Jing would listen, nod, and then say something simple that somehow cut right to the heart of it. Once, when Kendrick was stressing about forgetting lyrics or technical difficulties, Li Jing told him through a translator that in Tai Chi you practice so much that the form becomes part of you, and then you forget the form and just move. The preparation is crucial, but when the moment comes, you have to let go and trust what's already inside you. That hit different for Kendrick. It wasn't about being perfect or controlling every variable. It was about being so thoroughly prepared that you could be spontaneous and authentic when it mattered. The other major thing Li Jing worked on with Kendrick was breathing control. Rappers obviously need good breathing control for their vocal delivery, but Li Jing approached it from a completely different angle. He taught Kendrick specific breathing techniques that calmed the nervous system, that centered the mind, that could transform anxiety into focused energy. They'd spend 20 minutes some mornings just breathing, not moving at all, and Kendrick discovered that this was harder than any physical pose. Sitting still with your thoughts, controlling your inhale and exhale with precision, finding that calm center while everything else in your life is chaos, that's advanced level work. But Kendrick put in the time. He started using these breathing techniques in the studio, before interviews, during moments when the pressure felt overwhelming. His team noticed the change. He was still intense, still passionate, but there was a new kind of control underneath it all, a foundation of calm that made his explosive moments even more powerful by contrast. As Coachella got closer, Kendrick's practice with Li Jing intensified, but also became more playful. The master started incorporating movements that looked almost like dance, flowing sequences that had rhythm and style to them. Kendrick, being who he is, started freestyling over the forms, adding his own flavor while maintaining the principles Li Jing had drilled into him. The master would smile at this, amused and maybe a little proud to see his student making the art his own. They even worked on specific sequences that Kendrick thought he might incorporate into his stage performance, movements that could translate the Tai Chi philosophy into his show without being corny or forced about it. Li Jing was clear though, don't try to show off the Tai Chi, just let it inform how you move, how you hold yourself, how you transition between songs and energy levels. Let it be invisible but present, like a good foundation under a house. The week before Coachella, Kendrick had his final session with Li Jing. They ran through the full form one last time, moving together in sync in a way that would have seemed impossible 2 months earlier. When they finished, Li Jing bowed to Kendrick, which the rapper had learned was a sign of respect and completion. Kendrick bowed back, deeper than necessary, because this old man had given him something he didn't even know he needed. They didn't exchange many words. Li Jing just put his hand on Kendrick's shoulder and said in careful English, "You ready? Trust yourself." That was it. No big motivational speech, no dramatic goodbye, just simple truth from someone who'd seen Kendrick put in the work and knew he'd absorbed the lessons. When Kendrick finally hit that Coachella stage, people noticed something different about him. The performance was electric, absolutely legendary, but there was also this controlled power to it that elevated everything. The way he moved between songs, the way he commanded silence as effectively as he commanded noise, the way he seemed completely present and responsive to the crowd's energy. All of it had Li Jing's teachings woven through it. Kendrick didn't do Tai Chi moves on stage or anything obvious like that, but if you knew what to look for, you could see it in his stance, in his breathing, in the way he'd find stillness in the middle of chaos. Critics and fans talked about it being one of the best festival performances of all time, and they weren't wrong. What they didn't know was the secret ingredient, the mornings spent with a Tai Chi master who gave Kendrick tools that went way beyond stage performance. After Coachella, Kendrick and Li Jing stayed in touch, though they didn't work together regularly. The rapper had learned what he needed to learn, and the master had done his job. But every now and then, when Kendrick is preparing for something major or just needs to recenter himself, he'll reach out and they'll have a session. Li Jing still doesn't really understand hip-hop or Kendrick's fame, and honestly, that's probably part of why their connection works. There's no ego in it, no transactional energy, just a student and a teacher working on principles that are thousands of years old, but somehow still completely relevant to a rapper from Compton trying to navigate modern celebrity and artistic pressure. Looking back at it now, that whole Coachella 2017 moment was a turning point for Kendrick, and Li Jing played a bigger role in that than most people realize. The rapper went into those sessions looking for a way to manage performance anxiety, and came out with a whole new understanding of how to channel energy, how to find power in unexpected places, and how to stay grounded when everything around you is designed to throw you off balance. The fact that it came from such an unexpected source, from a teacher who existed completely outside the music industry and all its noise, that's what makes this story so special. Sometimes the teacher you need isn't the one you'd ever think to look for, and sometimes preparation for your biggest moment looks nothing like what you expected it would. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments, and if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.